question is why HRE or what makes HRE special. It's just sort of a commitment to just doing it better and better and better, and making wheels the best wheels we can, and then making better wheels than we made yesterday. Performance for us comes first. So we're never going to design wheels just because they're pretty. Form definitely follows function here. You see little features where we're taking little cuts here and there, and they may look decorative, but actually they're functional. And they're there to take out a little bit of the unstrung mass or reduce the rotational inertia and things like that. I mean, we want the wheels to be beautiful, but we think fundamentally that if you let the engineering sort of guide you, you're going to end up with a wheel that's got a natural balance to it. It sets it apart stylistically. So when you look at an HRE and you look at another wheel that may be a similar style, I don't know what it is about the HRE, but it looks special. You know? And what that is, what you're seeing is that natural balance and beauty that comes from letting the engineering guide that design. Everything that is there for a reason. We're trying to make sure that we're making a beautiful wheel, but strong first and foremost and lightweight to make sure that we're maximizing performance.
So this is the first step on our three-piece production. So what we're doing here is we're taking a raw forging and we're going to come in and precisely lathe this face to get us the right profile that we need before we can take it to the mill. We're now cutting the back, and at this point it actually starts to get customized for the order because we're only cutting 4 wheels at a time. I'll build the order for your car specifically. And this pad height is going to vary down to the millimeter, and we've got about 50 millimeters of variance. So at this step, we're already customizing it for your car. This is actually the first mill step for the three-piece. This is actually where the magic starts to happen. So if you look at this, this is really where the style starts to come in. We're going to come in and we're going to cut out the actual pattern or the style of the wheel. We call this the mill, we're milling the face of it at this point. See here, this is when it really starts to look like a wheel. We're going to cut probably 80% of this raw part away and recycle it. Well, for the three-piece, we've got to have, every diameter 17 through 22, and then you're going to have a front rim half and a back rim half, and each of those changes in a half-inch increments. So you're going to have maybe 10 inners per diameter and 10 outers per diameter. So you got 20 parts per diameter. You're going to have a lot of parts. So let me show you how the one-piece production goes. So on one piece they start out obviously different. This is also forging, but the barrel's been spun, and so it's the same concept as a potter's wheel, except obviously the machine is a lot bigger and it's got a lot more force. It's getting closer to being a full wheel at this point. So it goes from that raw forging to what we call here a turn blank. It's been lathed, and then this is going to get milled to create the pattern at that point. This is one of the horizontal mills that we're going to use to actually mill out the windows of the pattern. Unlike the three-piece where we've got 2 different steps, this one's going to go in, it's going to take the program, it's going to touch off, make sure everything's perfectly centered, knows where it is, and then it's going to cut that pattern precisely, and it's going to flip it around and it's going to cut the pattern precisely on the back as well. It does it all in one step. So now on this one you can see this one's done. It's done the bolt circle precisely. What it's also done is it's come in and flipped it around on its own, come in and cut the lightning pockets, the hub board precisely, all the engraving. And here we're going to hand polish all the rim halves, the centers, We're going to do the brush finish, the full polish. We're going to also prep for powder coat. Before we take it into powder coat, we're going to have to clean the parts after they come out of the polishing room. So what we've got is a bunch of different process steps here to soak them, and then we've got a big ultrasonic tank there, which is going to use ultrasound to actually use cavitation to actually blow the polishing compound and any dirt off of the part, and it's going to go through some subsequent treatment processes to prepare the aluminum to make sure it adheres to the powder coat better. Here we're going to do powder coating. We've got a clear coat booth and a color booth. Powder coat's actually a fine powdered plastic, and it gets electrically charged and attaches to the wheel, and then we put it in the oven and it melts and actually becomes looks like paint, but it's actually more robust, and all of our standard finishes are powder coat for that reason. And with forged wheels, you have to be really, really careful because they're heat treated after they're forged. And if you overheat them when you're powder coating them, you'll ruin that and you'll soften the wheel. So for us, we control the time and the temperature very, very closely to make sure we're not damaging the aluminum. These have actually been powder coated, and they're waiting to be QC'd. So if there's any little flaws or anything, they're going to get buffed out. If for some reason we can't, then we'll send it back, we'll strip it, we'll do it again. We're going to build a three-piece wheel. What they're going to do is they're going to hand assemble these wheels, make sure the runout's right on every single wheel, and then they're going to check the torque. See the fasteners here. We're using a high-strength stainless steel, and actually on our competition series you can see we're using titanium. You can tell the difference here. Here we're going to do one more final check across the wheels to make sure the finish and all the specs and everything are correct. And then they're going to get sealed, and then they're going to get put in a box. If you're going to make a wheel as nice as an HRE and you're going to ship it halfway around the world, you don't want to get it there damaged. And so we spend a lot of money and a lot of tooling to make these really special pieces. You know, we hear time and time again that we have the best packaging, and that's fine. What's nicer for us is that we get no shipping damage. That's really what we care about. This is the new center lock wheel for Porsche's GT3s, GT2s. What we'll do in the software here is we have those test specifications that the wheels are going to get tested to in Germany. And what this software does is allows us to see where the high stresses are on the wheel. So you can see there's high stresses here and here. So what we'll do is we'll do a ton of these. We'll do dozens or 100 or more different analyses through the process of a design. And then we'll cut a prototype, and then we'll send that prototype out for a test to actually do a physical test on. Obviously, safety is paramount first and foremost. Beginning to end, we're in control of it. And we know that if we control it, we're going to do it better. If there's an issue, we can fix it immediately. We can improve it continually. The customer is going to get a better product, and they're going to get it faster.